Good afternoon, everybody. It's the vlog number 18. Can you believe that we've gotten up to 18? I mean, that's kind of a lot, I guess. Sort of, maybe. Anyway, I got a lot more content coming along. It's just thinking of stuff to put up. You know, my students, my friends, everybody gives me ideas on a daily basis, and I try to keep up with all of you. And I'm writing them down, and I'm just getting to them one by one. So you just have to bear with me here. I'll get to them eventually. I'm not totally putting you off. So I'm here sitting at the parking lot. I guess it's a parking lot. It's actually, I'm parked on the street this time here at Fresno Pacific. See, that's Fresno Pacific over there behind that gate. And I'm just kind of chilling out, waiting for the brass ensemble to start, which I'm gonna go play in, which is a lot of fun. It's coming along. It's always a lot of fun to be playing in groups with at least musicians that are as serious as you are. Maybe not as the level, you know, you don't have to necessarily be at the same level as long as you're all as serious together, right? You can have somebody who is relatively sort of a beginner, and you could have somebody who is very, very advanced, and they can get along and do some great music together as long as they are both motivated. You know, if the advanced guy is not motivated, then it's going to be hard for the younger, less advanced player to be motivated. And if the young player is not motivated, it's going to be harder for the more advanced player to be motivated, right? It just kind of goes like that. As a teacher, it's the same way, you know. It's hard when you have one kid or two students, you know, who just don't really care, because it's just like, it's hard not to take it personally, because you're just like, well, how could you not care? How could you not care? And you just want to just kind of say, well, if you don't care, then I don't want to have you here in my class. But then it's like, you can't really do that anymore. You can't throw kids out of your class. You kind of just have to keep them. That's just the rules these days, unfortunately. You know, as much as we'd love to just say, hey, we're only going to take serious people here. We're only going to take the serious ones. And if you're not serious, you can just go ahead and go find something else to do. You know, it'd be fun to say that, but, you know, being an educator and somebody who is into inspiring people with music, I can't really turn people down. Can you see that my lip is all messed up? Look at that. It's like all these bumps all over it. You can tell I've been playing trumpet a lot. I've been having to, you know, work on this piccolo trumpet. I'm going to be doing this recital here in about a year. Actually, a little less than a year. It's going to be a year, little less than a year from this month, February 2019. I haven't decided yet where it's going to be at. Might be in Lemoore, might be in Hanford, might be here, depending on where I can go. It all depends on what I can get for the cheapest amount of money, because I'm cheap. But anyway, I haven't even played today, and you can see, like, you can still see the trumpet mouthpiece around my lip, right? So that's kind of some bragging rights. If you see somebody that has that, you can say, hey, you know, maybe that guy's a trumpet player. Maybe that guy's a trombone player, right? Or a French horn player. You know, it could be a French horn player, but that's like the ultimate goal, is to have that battle wound. And the only way you get that is to play for like thousands and thousands and thousands of hours, right? I just recently started developing something like that, right? I mean, when I first started like really solidly putting time into my horn, like saying, okay, time to start putting in like 7-hour days, 8-hour days. Just got to do what I got to do, play until I'm just absolutely feeling like the mouthpiece is going through my lip, right? And, it's like you can feel the mouthpiece, going through your lip, right? But you just know, once you start feeling that, then you can start building up certain muscles that, you wouldn't normally use to be able to do things that you never really thought you could. And so that's kind of something that I'm kind of proud of, is my battle scar right there. I know when people look at me, they go, "Damn, what's that guy's problem? He was in some kind of car accident or something? I mean, why is his lip so messed up, It's like, because he's a trumpet player." So anyway, I guess what I wanted to talk to you guys today was about commitment, right? This is something that comes up quite a bit when you're a musician. You have to, figuring out like, well, how important is this music thing that I do, right? Is it, like if you're in some kind of band, or if you're in, the school band or whatever, you might be in like some kind of rock band or whatever, it's the same kind of deal. It's like, well, how committed am I, right? So, and a lot of people ask me, well, how do I deal with it? Because, I'm one of these people that I have to keep my my calendar with me 100% of the time, because people constantly are asking me to do stuff for them. Like I'm playing here, I'm playing there, I'm teaching somewhere else, I'm teaching here, teaching there. These people want me to come in and we're gonna do something together, right? Or the church, we're going to be upgrading the sound system, so I need to go in there and I need to learn how to use the sound system, right? These are all things I have to schedule. And so that's why you have to be like really particular about what you commit to, right? To give you an example here, when I was in high school, I had a friend who was on the basketball team, right? And he was a very good basketball player. I mean, he was like their star guy, right? They're like main guy. And he made a point to be that guy, right? But he also made a point to be the lead guy in the band as well, right? And but he was one of these guys that was just, if he wouldn't manage his time well enough to not double book all the time, right? And so he would be constantly double booking his basketball games during concert days. And it was like, we would tell him, hey, we told you about this gig like, a year ago. And so it's like, you need to talk to your coach about this, and you need to tell him that you committed to this. And I guarantee you, he will honor that, because I'm sure your coach is more, concerned about you being committed than for you to, bow out of a commitment to then go play basketball, without even knowing about it, right? And so, I wasn't very happy about that. We're sitting there in the middle of this gig. We got this guy playing the tenor sax, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, I gotta go play basketball. I got basketball practice." It's like, what? You couldn't miss a basketball practice? Like practice. You couldn't say anything to your coach about this. You couldn't do anything. So it's like, and honestly, you know what that resulted in? It resulted in the band basically becoming nothing, right? The band just kind of dwindled into absolutely nothing, right? So one person who is not committed can really, really, really just foul up the whole performance, right? And it's just, it's amazing, because like then you go to the performance and every last person there is like, has a sour mood, because they're just like, they're so disappointed in those people that didn't show up, right? They're so disappointed. How could this have happened, right? How could you have done this to us, you know, to schedule this problem to the fact that you can't even be there to play with us, even though we've been working so hard to get our sound, right? And it's just, I guess it's one of those things that you just have to, my rule of thumbs, all right? So I'll just get down bottom line, you know, I can go off all day, I can go on all day how disappointing it is when somebody pulls that kind of stuff. You know, I tell you what, I'm totally, you know, guilty of it as well. I've bailed on a couple commitments and made some people mad, but you know, you try to do what you gotta do, you know. So anyway, my rule of thumbs is this, right? So whoever you commit to first, right? Number one, you have to go to that one thing, right? So if you double committed, you know, dang it, I double booked on accident, right? Somebody's going to be disappointed, right? Somebody is going to be disappointed, right? You can't do both things, right? One person is going to be happy you're there, the other person is going to be disappointed that you're not there, right? Unless you can pull off some kind of miracle, you know, dang, you know, I was able to push this one event back an hour, so I was able to go to that one thing and then book down there, bam, got it, done, everybody's happy, you know. But if you double book, you have to go with the first one that you booked, right? So, for instance, I got, you know, I got a call to go sub for Big Bad Voodoo Daddy once, right? So they have their lead trumpet guy in the back that is not really part of the band, but just kind of blows lead trumpet, just so the guy in the front can look great playing second and playing all the solos and stuff. And so I went, I'm like, offer, right? I get offered this gig, right? I'm offered it, right? They're like, hey man, we really want you to blow lead on this because you're in the area and we really want you to play. But I'm like, dang it, that night I scheduled to go play Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat at the local high school, you know? And I'm like the only trumpet player playing it, right? So I'm just like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. So what do you gotta do? You know, I could say, oh, sorry high school, Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, man. You guys, you know, Big Bad Voodoo Daddy. Hey, see ya. You know, I could have done that, which in a way, you know, I'm like, well, I kind of want to do that. But I didn't. I went ahead and I followed through with my commitment. You know, another time I had the opportunity to make the right decision. Unfortunately, I made the wrong decision. But it was such a great gig, such a great experience that maybe it was worth it, maybe not. It's hard to say. I don't know. But anyway, that's the B-Log number 18. We'll see you guys next time.